What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Reloaded Daily, where the streets talk and we listen. Man, the saga between Kanye West and Kim Kardashian just keep unfolding, and every time we think it's cooling off, another layer pop out. What used to look like the perfect power couple turned into a real-life lesson on what happens when love, fame, and mental health mix. Kim recently sat down on the Call Her Daddy podcast and spoke on what it's really like co-parenting with Ye. She said straight up that she, raising those kids full-time, that they live with her, and that she still welcomes a healthy relationship between the kids and their dad. But she admitted it's been a minute since they even heard from him. Months, in fact. She claims every time he calls, she lets him see the kids. No hesitation. She says she don't talk bad about him around them, and she even plays his music in the house whenever they ask to hear it. From the outside, that sounds peaceful. But inside that house, you know, that gotta be heavy. Think about it. Two people who once ruled headlines together, now barely speaking. Kim said she tries to protect the kids when Ye's having one of his episodes. She didn't use that word to be shady, but you could hear in her tone that she's tired of walking on eggshells. Protecting peace while raising 4 kids under a microscope ain't for the weak. She said she's always pushing for them to have time with their dad, but if things get unhealthy, she step in and set boundaries. That's not control. That's a mother managing chaos. Now, on Ye's side, we've all seen him crash out online. He's yelled before about getting his kids back, accused Kim of keeping them away, and turned family issues into viral moments. To him, that's not drama. That's him fighting for his legacy. He once said, "I'm in charge of my legacy. I'm not letting the devil win." But here's the thing. When you're battling inner storms, sometimes the fight ain't with your ex. It's with yourself. People forget that mental health ain't a meme. Fame magnifies it. Pride weaponizes it. And when you mix both, communication go out the window. You can love Ye's music, respect his genius, and still admit something in that house ain't balanced. And you can respect Kim's patience and still question if sharing it all publicly is what's best for those kids. Kim also talked about Northwest catching heat online. She said the internet be wilding on her daughter over how she dresses or acts on social media. Kim asked for grace, said parenting 4 kids by herself ain't easy, and that North is creative, confident, and mature for her age. North even told her mom, "You don't gotta fake happy, we know you're sad." That hit deep, because that's a child who's watching everything. That's not shade toward Kim. It's just proof that kids always know the real. Kim said she tries to laugh it off, tries to keep her daughter's spirit high. But she also said she'll sometimes pull back, like, "Okay, maybe we're not wearing that again." Some folks say that's giving in to online pressure, but truthfully, that's a mom trying to protect her baby's peace in a digital world that got no mercy. But let's be real, there's no grace online. Once your kid go viral, the internet becomes the third parent. You can't expect kindness from a crowd that profits off negativity. And when your last name Kardashian, judgment come with the territory. Still, Kim says she's doing the best she can. She's the main parent day to day, while Ye moves around the world. She says she sends the kids wherever he is, whenever he asks. Saudi Arabia, Japan, wherever. She said, "We manage it well." But that's a tough statement. Because what does well even mean when one parent disappears for months? When the other's juggling cameras, brands, and bedtime routines? Co-parenting ain't equal when one side's missing. She opened up about the breakdown of their marriage, too. Said there was a time she'd come home and find 5 Lamborghinis gone, just gone. Because he gave them away to friends during an episode. One minute you live in luxury, next minute your garage empty. That kind of instability mess with your mind. She said eventually, her mental health started slipping. And when your mental health dropped, your parenting dropped with it. So she made a choice. Leave the chaos, save herself, and be a better mother. That's not selfish, it's survival. She said maybe when the kids get older, they'll understand it better. And honestly, they probably will. Kids remember how you made them feel, not how many headlines you had. Hearing all that, you gotta look at Ye too. The man been through loss, pressure, scrutiny, and a world that only love him when he quiet. Folks ask what triggered all this. His mom passing, fame, money. Maybe it's just how life hit him. Nobody know the exact answer. But watching someone unravel while the cameras roll is one of the saddest sights in celebrity culture. We all watch it like a show, forgetting those kids behind the curtain. Everybody talk about pray for Ye, but who praying for the family holding it together while he healed? Kim ain't a caretaker. She not a doctor. She's a mother trying to raise 4 kids with a man the world turned into a caricature. And if you ever dealt with someone battling mental illness, you know that helpless feeling. It's like watching a storm you can't stop. This story say a lot about more than just them. It's about what happens when love turned public property. Every argument got a headline. Every emotion got a clip. The internet picks sides and act like they live in that house. Truth is, none of us do. What we do see is a woman trying to maintain sanity and a man trying to reclaim identity. Both of them trapped inside fame they built together. She say she don't badmouth him in front of the kids. He say he fighting for his family. But somewhere between those statements is silence. And that silence holds more pain than the internet ever will understand. The Call Her Daddy interview showed a different side of Kim. Not the polished influencer, not the billionaire brand, but a tired mom asking for peace. And no matter how people feel about her, that exhaustion sounded real. You can't fake that kind of fatigue. She said, co-parenting is waves. Good weeks, bad weeks, sometimes no contact at all. That's real life, not TV. And Ye's absence, whether by choice or by struggle, leaves a gap that no luxury can fill. You can hear it in her words, that hope that one day things normalize. She still says, I welcome a healthy relationship between my kids and their dad. That's not bitterness, that's grace under pressure. But let's talk accountability too. Both of them play their part in this chaos. Kim built her empire off transparency, and now that transparency turned into exposure. Ye built his off expression, and now that expression cost him connection. That's the price of living loud. Every moment becomes content, and every wound becomes commentary. They both human, but they live like characters written by the internet. When you strip away the fame, what's left is a mom and a dad trying to love their kids from different sides of a storm. She says she prays for peace. He says he fighting demons. And the kids, North, Saint, Chicago, Psalm, they just want both parents happy. If Ye's out there getting help, salute. If Kim keeping them grounded, salute. Because truthfully, both deserve to heal. Co-parenting ain't competition. It's cooperation. But that only works when both people playing the same game. At the end of the day, this situation reminds us, money don't cure mental health, and fame don't fix family. All it do is put the meltdown in HD. We can joke, analyze, and debate. But behind those clicks are real kids, trying to grow up normal in a world that never let their parents be. So yeah, from Lambos to lullabies, from Yeezy to reality TV, this whole thing ain't about gossip. It's about growth. Healing take time, and silence sometimes speak louder than tweets. Hopefully one day, They figure it out without the cameras watching. Reloaded daily, where the streets talk and we listen.